If I can say goodbye to my own private car feeling, then it might work for other people as well.
Mobility. It is part of our basic needs. The continuous growth of the population and ongoing urbanisation brings numerous challenges. Environment, congestion, health and safety are amongst our concerns. In En Route to Success, we follow mobility experts on their development journeys. The first episode, Smart Mobility in Amsterdam, looks into a city that has more bicycles than people. With a growing 800,000 inhabitants, it aims to become the #1 smart mobility city of the world. But advancements do not come without challenges. How is Amsterdam mapping out its route to success?
Almost half of the people is willing to get rid of their own car, if there's an alternative. So we start with a lot of neighborhood hubs, so to say.
The e-neighbourhood hubs is a mobility hub where there are different modalities that can be used by the citizens. So for example, a bike, a scooter, a car, and they are all electric.
And the goal is to get rid of all the extra cars and share some modalities with your neighborhood. We have 5% of all cars are shared right now, and in the next coming years I think we will go to 30% of all cars will be shared.
And what is special about this project is that it's a bottom-up approach.
We try to find an answer, a solution to environmental and communal problems. The first idea was that we had like 20 cars together on the side of Schoonschip, and that we were charging the cars immediately with our solar panels. But then there was a paradigm shift with the government, and they decided to make this like the Grand Boulevard, with children playing, so there was no parking availability anymore. So we were afraid that our whole idea with this smart mobility hub was sinking into the water. But then we stood up and came with a separate plan, like help us to find a parking space, and then we don't connect them to our solar panels, but this is something we can work towards in the future. How did we came up with the idea? Yeah, well, we were at Koninginnedag, a very important Dutch party, where we were floating through the canals, and then one of my friends said, well, wouldn't it be nice to live on the water with all your friends? And then a tender came up by the city council. So we addressed it, and well, 10 years later we're here in a almost finished village. I think one of the biggest challenges of Schoonschip in the whole run is that you had to free yourself with all kinds of thoughts and emotions that you were brought up with. There are all kinds of gestures you have to make that don't feel easy. A lot of people here at Schoonschip are very aware of maybe I have to change myself first before I start pointing fingers at other people. So I thought with mobility, if I can say goodbye to my own private car feeling, then it might work for other people as well. Morning. Well, Schoonschip is over there, and here's the mobility hub. With electric cars, it's really important to charge them, and you have also to tell the car that it has to charge on this little device. And especially now because we're expanding the project, a lot of new customers are not used to charge the car. So sometimes when you enter the parking lot in the morning and you need a car desperately, it's not charged. And that's something we still have to work on. I learned don't get too angry, but be very firm in what you want. And I also found the city council responsive to our needs and our willingness. I think it's a really big achievement that the people themselves created this village. So without having like big companies behind us, our dream for the future is that there's going to be like a big parking space with almost maybe 50 or 70 cars, 100 bikes, and that everybody can go in and out. More spots and more users, so we can make it easier to travel. I've been raised with the feeling that I'm responsible for a better world, and I have 2 kids, so and I don't believe that governments are really gonna make the change. So I think people have to do it themselves, because you know, you are responsible. If you die, or your grandchild will ask you in 50 years, Grandpa, what did you do? I want to give the best answer that I can imagine now. It's electric, so it's going to be very fast. And I say, happy day.